You have a job, you have responsibilities. Maybe you even pay your own bills. From the outside, everything looks normal. People see an adult, someone who seems to have life under control. But appearances can be deceiving, because there is a question most people never ask themselves. A question that can completely change how you see your life. Are you actually an adult? Or have you simply become older? You see, age and maturity are not the same thing. A person can be 30, 40, even 50 years old, and still be emotionally trapped in the mindset of a child. And then something strange happens. Weeks become months. Months become years. The plans stay in your head. The dreams stay in your head. The future stays in your head. One day, you wake up, and for the first time, you realize something terrifying. Your life didn't fall apart. It simply never started. Psychology has a name for this pattern. The man-child. Before we go any further, let's do something simple. A quick test. No one else needs to know your answers. Be completely honest with yourself. Question number 1. Is there something important you've been postponing for more than 6 months? A business idea, a career move, a fitness goal, a dream you keep promising yourself you'll start tomorrow. Question number 2. Do you often feel your potential is much bigger than your current reality? Do you secretly believe you're capable of more than the life you're living right now? Question number 3. Do you sometimes feel as if your real life hasn't started yet? As if you're waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect situation, the perfect version of yourself? Question number 4. Do you spend more time imagining your future than actually building it? More time planning than doing? More time dreaming than acting? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these questions, don't panic. You're not broken. You're not hopeless. But there may be a part of you that never fully grew up. When people hear the term man-child, they usually imagine someone lazy, immature, irresponsible, someone who refuses to grow up. But that image is often incomplete. Many man-children are actually intelligent, creative, curious. Some are extremely talented. Some have more potential than most people around them. The problem isn't a lack of ability. The problem is that potential has become their hiding place. Instead of using it, they protect it. They dream about writing a book, starting a business, changing their body, building a meaningful life. And every dream feels possible. But they rarely stay committed long enough to make those dreams real, because commitment creates risk. And risk creates the possibility of failure. As long as the dream remains inside your imagination, it stays perfect, untouched, safe. No one can judge it. No one can reject it. But the moment that dream enters reality, everything changes. It can fail. It can be criticized. It can reveal that you're not as good as you hoped. And that possibility feels terrifying. And that's why so many man-children choose the safest place of all, the sidelines. They become spectators of their own lives, watching, planning, imagining, while everyone else is already in the game. So how does someone become trapped in this cycle? Not because they're weak, not because they're stupid, and not because they lack talent. In fact, many man-children are full of potential. The problem is something much deeper. The first reason is surprisingly common. As a child, you may have been told you were special, gifted, different, full of potential. At first, that sounds wonderful. But over time, something changes. Your identity becomes attached to being talented. Being special becomes who you are, and failure starts to feel dangerous, because every failure feels like a threat to your identity. The second reason is modern life itself. Never before in history has it been so easy to feel rewarded without actually moving forward. Your brain can receive stimulation all day long, without accomplishing anything meaningful. A few videos, a few scrolls, a few hours disappear, and your brain receives the illusion of progress, the illusion of excitement, the illusion of satisfaction without earning any of it. And the third reason may be the most painful: fear. Not fear of failure, but fear of discovering who you really are. Because as long as you never truly try, you never have to know. As long as you stay on the sidelines, your dream remains perfect. But reality asks a difficult question. What if you're not extraordinary? What if you're simply a beginner? And for many people, that question is terrifying. But here's what most people never realize. The moment you accept being a beginner is the moment real growth finally begins. Here's the truth nobody tells you. A boy does not become a man because he gets older. Age changes automatically. Maturity does not. Many people spend years waiting for life to change, waiting for confidence, waiting for motivation, waiting for certainty, waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never comes, because adulthood begins the moment you stop waiting and start carrying responsibility. Responsibility is not a punishment. It's the price of becoming who you're capable of being. A boy asks, "Who will take care of me? Who will save me? Who will make things easier?" A man asks, "What needs to be done? What can I improve? Who can I help? Who am I responsible for?" A boy follows his feelings. When he feels motivated, he acts. When he doesn't, he stops. His life moves wherever his emotions take him. A man follows his commitments. He understands that some days motivation will be there, and some days it won't. But the commitment remains. A boy says, "I'll do it when I feel ready." A man says, "I'll start now and become ready along the way." And that single shift changes everything, because life rewards movement, not intention, not potential, not promises. Movement. Now for the good news. You do not need to transform your life overnight. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need a dramatic breakthrough. You only need a beginning. Psychologist Albert Bandura discovered something powerful. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. Your brain learns to trust you by watching what you do, not by listening to what you say. Every small promise you keep becomes evidence. Evidence that you can rely on yourself. Evidence that change is possible. Evidence that the person you want to become is already emerging. This is how real transformation happens. Not through motivation, but through momentum. One action, then another, until progress becomes your new identity. History is full of people who started late, people who failed repeatedly, people who doubted themselves, yet they moved forward anyway. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times. J.K. Rowling was rejected by publisher after publisher. David Goggins rebuilt himself from a life most people would have surrendered to. None of them waited until they felt ready. They started before they believed in themselves. So here's your challenge. Within the next 24 hours, do one thing you've been avoiding. Not the biggest thing, not the hardest thing. Just one thing. Send the email, make the phone call, start the workout. Apply for the job. Take the first step, because your brain doesn't need a miracle. It needs evidence. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're not broken. Maybe you've simply spent too many years waiting for confidence, waiting for certainty, waiting for permission. But life does not change when you finally feel ready. Life changes when you decide to move anyway. One responsibility, one action, one day at a time. The opposite of the man-child isn't a perfect man. It's a man who takes responsibility today, then again tomorrow, and again the next day, until one day he becomes the person he was always capable of becoming.